Okay. And the duration is 1 minute. Yes, the target is. Oh wow. Okay. It rolled really low. You can detonate the marker in the point. Basic, reflex save.
Keeping it fatigued is probably a better bet than detonating it. It's just because it has really high saves.
Yep. Yeah, the mark is there, so okay, that's 2 actions. And do you want anything else, Darp? And if you are saying anything, you are muted.
God damn it. Yes, I will stab.
And stab.
Yar.
Arr!
I believe that makes me lose my frightened.
Yeah, at the end of your turn, yep. Kurzol.
Just a second. Refill my drink.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, obviously, again, we had like full proper party. Yeah, the plan was like you would have been like at level 13, doing this combat properly, with like extra adds around. But yeah, like fierce battle is happening in the background, like Anders doing the Leroy Jenkins. Mostly like keeping the spellcaster dragon busy on like using fucking ray of enfeeblement and shit. As I start a bit of description because I did forget to give it. Like being here, like obviously you passed all the checks, so you do not get any mechanical penalties. But being here is like breathing miasma. The air is not thin but very heavy, making your throat, making you want to scratch your throat, like very itchy, like oily feeling. Benefiting the fact that this place has been turned into like another nexus of corruption.
Okay.
I have to say, I do love weakness in second edition for this case, because even that 1 fire damage triggers its weakness.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
So if it says weakness 15, it still makes that extra 15 damage. Yeah, I wasn't expecting much from those. That's turn.
Okay.
Those 2 are more crit fishing than anything.
Yeah. I'm gonna do. We're still good on time, so I'm gonna do it quickly. Because on this turn, it's breath weapon recharges. So for 2 actions, it's gonna use this, aiming at. Can it get?
Should just aim it at Corguson.
Well, here we go
That
again.
asshole dealt damage to me.
It can't get worse.
I'm gonna save my 1 hero point. I'm gonna use my Devil's Bargain.
Ah.
Oh right, because yeah, Behemoth also has it. Okay.
Now,
Click it and hit reroll without a hero
would it
point.
be? I'll reroll and keep the new results. Alright.
Yeah.
I'd rather take a failure than a crit
Yeah,
failure.
it's not a crit failure.
It'd be 31 if that passed.
Sorry, what?
It would be a 31 with Devil's Bargain.
No, 31
true.
still a failure. Okay, Patrick, your pet. For the worm,
Yeah.
I'm gonna make the roll for the worm.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey,
one
the worm
second.
somehow gets through the alcohol and hacks with that thing.
Worm also fails. Okay,
That's pet, and I need to do
just
myself.
a regular failure. And
Oh.
crit failure on Patrick.
I think your pet's dead.
Yeah, I think so. As
We'll see,
well.
I might roll very low on damage. No, I did not. That's
Wow.
quite a few sixes.
I might roll very low on damage as the board just gets covered in dice.
Ow.
Wait, Tetrick took half? Or
No, I take
Uh,
double because crit fail.
Patrick critically failed, so takes double. Pet
Yep.
took full. Behemoth took
Oof.
full, and Worm also
Oh,
takes.
I read that backwards.
Yeah.
I thought the pet crit failed, not Tetrick.
Okay, and with its last action, it's gonna try to bite Kurzol in half.
Ooh. It may have just did that. Oh, great. Did anyone else just read that?
What?
Yeah, I
What
saw
happens
it.
if it gets a crit hit?
Yeah, I showed
Oh.
that ability earlier.
Yep.
Ah, crap. I must have missed it 'cause I had to use the restroom real quick.
Okay.
Are you still up or did you go down?
I'm down after that.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but I believe, like,
Hang on.
this. Yeah.
I have a thing for this.
Okay.
Oh wait. So that's if I get back up.
Are you?
Oh no, that's when I get back up. Okay, never mind. I can't use that yet.
But Tetrick and Behemoth act before you, so I think
Yeah.
either of them
I-
have
I-
some healing.
I can.
Yeah.
I'll be able to get you up. So yeah. See how far away? Yes, I have to do that to get there. Since you are the best bet at doing damage, 1 point goes to keeping the worm out.
Okay.
One's going to reach, and then this onto Corguson. I can at least get you up when you heal you up to get up at least when your turn. Yeah, so 2 bites with the worm and hopefully it hits.
Yeah, 2 bites with the worm. Okay.
Poor worm.
I mean, look, it's still up and it's still giving flanking to Krogoson. That's why I haven't taken out the off-guard condition.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
I figure at least with the plus 17 bite it had a good chance, but damn.
Yeah, from the lowest you could be is 33.
Yeah, that first
Okay.
attack missed by 1.
You know what's funny? If you didn't go down, I would have actually probably been able to hit it because I was going to put fear on it.
Nice.
Right,
Yeah.
Patrick.
Just
Yes.
because I saw that a 33 was a crit miss, so.
Ah, I
Or a
gotcha.
23 was a crit miss, so it was
Alright.
at least a 33.
I think first of all, I'm going to need to restore my blood.
That's right. I'm down to Fear 1 now.
Alright, and also because that was a crit, so Corvusson will end up with being wounded too.
Considering that fucking hurt, I'm gonna. They're 10 feet. Yeah. Are they 10 feet? No, they are not. Okay. Perfect. I'll finally be able to use this thing I grabbed a while ago.
Let's see.
Okay, but they are dazzled for this round. And I believe that's 2 prongs, so I've used all 3.
Okay. And now Corvusson is... Yeah, you can use the too angry to die, and you are at wounded
Yeah.
too. How are you still alive? Impossible!
Yeah. I will stand up. Use Too Angry to Die. Just roaring at him. Aww. But then, I'll get a flurry of him.
Go for it.
Oh no!
Shit, where are all of the rolls above 10?
I'm
know.
going to use, since it's a new day, I'm going to use my Devil's Bargain.
Yep.
Huzzah!
At least
Right.
it's a hit.
Yep. Is it all 1 health?
Yep.
I had a feeling as soon as you started cracking up.
I think it's exploding.
I was the savior. I brought up the.
As I stand back up, now I'm gonna punch him twice, just punch his head off. How's
Yeah,
that for a finisher?
Yeah, as the head goes off and it's like still the warped echo of a scream. It was like, no, my masters, it was not supposed to be. And then the rest of the body no longer able to contain the foul, heretic, void energies coursing through its body. Through the scales, the body starts to crack, the excess energy escaping, and then most of the remaining body combusts into a shower of viscera, scales, and gore.
If we were
No.
getting close there, I was gonna say if the worm was more dead, I was like, put the ability and hit the worm too, because if it dies, it actually explodes, dealing acid damage.
Yeah, and while you are able to defeat the biggest threat, you do realize that the effect of corruption itself is not going away just because. Yeah, to speed things up, because I'm pretty sure some of you would have started to go looking into this, as also at some point Anders mops up on his end, and in the meantime, as the minutes go by, would start like trying to patch you up, but at that same time you have time to essentially investigate and try to see if you can get something to act and strike back against this corruption. So if anyone wants to investigate, you can roll. This would fall more under occultism checks. Occultism or Arcana.
Alright.
Whichever is the higher for you.
Woohoo! I rolled above a 10.
Yeah, sadly it is a little bit above Tetric's understanding of deeper, like higher mysteries of magic. But with that 31 and 36, you do realize that by turning this abandoned temple, this lair of a dragon, into a nexus point of corruption, they gave you an opening. It's a two-way street, and while attempting, you could have just purified this place completely on its own, but now this nexus is connected to again a behemoth, as once in the past during the meditation once again sees the, and it's in her mind's eye, sees the web way of ley lines where the corruption spreads like a spider's web. And with those results, you are able to push back, and essentially from this point send a shockwave of energy. So basically kind of pull something along the lines of Genki Dama, but spiritually, with Anders like pouring life vital energy into you so you don't go too overboard. And yeah, instead of having to go otherwise, pretty much the lesser places of power, the ones that were in the field in the lands, they get they get cleansed. And you do feel like vast alien presence that emanates anger and indignation at the strike that you've dealt it. And
Well, I get the image of Sauron's like eye looking at me right now.
Kinda. Like, because this is not the worm that you have seen once already. You do not see the visage of this creature, just the sensation of being stared down at something massive and escaping comprehension. From there, and obviously because this is a conclusion, like there would be like this place does have loot because the dragon, corrupted or not, does like its hoard. So the party would have found plenty of precious gems, coins hoarded over decades of existence. Probably also something useful both for themselves and the Kingdom of Frost.
Hold on, I think I should have to roll this just because. Would you say that's enough to resist going after the dragon's hoard?
Yeah, I mean, you basically can share amongst each other. And from then, basically, one of the plans I was thinking, if I decided to keep going, but that's not the case, is to when you is to have a little bit of a time skip, like a small one, like a month or two, in game. Basically, allow to basically instead of like having to fight the regular battles, because that action, what it causes, it it sets the enemy, the power behind the corruption, into more overt action. And basically there's a series of skirmishes, larger battles on the surface, sometimes in the underground area, which then I would have basically explained as means of you of getting basically like downtime level up, which means then you would have been assaulting the very lair of the creatures, which, yeah, as an explanation, the origin of this corruption, as your heroes find out, because I imagine the characters would have definitely participated in assault on the main lair, the hidden lair of the aberrations, the influence from the far realm. That was from the one of the ships, the far realm ships that came by in the past, that was like mentioned in one of the historical events in the timeline. Yeah, it crash landed here, disappearing beneath that large, enormous crack, and over the decades it gained power, spread its corrupting influence before trying to take over this land overtly. And I even, assuming this will work properly, have the time skip version of the map. This work. Okay, oof.
I see less purple. Okay. But I still see purple here. And then over here.
Got purple mountains now, I think. I don't remember that being there.
That one's been there.
Oh, the purple mountains?
Yeah, those two.
Yeah.
Those have been there.
Yeah, 'cause I remember the thing in the middle.
But there are some villages down here that like aren't purple anymore. So okay.
Yeah, the ruins that the corrupting influence that over the weeks have been pushed back, purified, cleansed. Yeah, the mines areas have been expanded. Obviously your capital also is, grows further in as new facilities come online. With you killing the corrupted dragon, you have fulfilled the deal with Kalis, meaning that the lumbering camp can also expand and harvest more wood. And yeah, basically the kingdom is snowballing. And yeah, during this like downtime, basically war period, because you are like the kingdom is actively waging war, as you like your troops, armies that you maybe train, maybe not, are pushing the front line further and further in before setting up the stage for assaulting the stronghold.
Volunteer red kobold divisions.
Yeah, so like a general idea, how do you imagine your characters? Like, what is their biggest contribution during this like period of like intense combat and basically pushing the fight to the enemy?
Definitely ensuring that the army is fed. Like, I think Tetrick is mostly just running logistics.
Okay. Yeah, you have the forager, right? Give me a survival check. But forager. Because you have like some fucking insane ability
Okay,
with
yeah,
that.
I believe it's under exploration. No, downtime. It's a subsist roll.
I don't remember, sadly.
Subsist. Survival roll. Ah, pretty low actually.
Okay.
I do have forager though. It's
Yep.
there.
Yeah, so it
No,
absolutely
fuck
makes
it.
sense.
I'm gonna
Tetrick
use a
to-
hero point for it. Why not?
Okay.
Use my last one. Damn.
Okay. So yeah, Tetrick for logistics. Anders do have skill check warfare, so basically like larger strategy plus probably like one of the main healers, like a frontline healing. What do you think for your characters, Baymo for Corguson?
I'd probably be, trying to find people that have, some kind of ability to use magic and try to get them, at least a little bit trained to be useful.
So basically trying to start like a magic element within the army, like your forces of your kingdom. Alright, give me an Arcana roll.
Alright.
That's a general vibe to see how well you are doing.
Probably not well, because she's probably like half-assing it. Yep, half-assing it.
Yeah, but it's not a failure. But obviously within those 2 months, like you are not able to you are not able to, suddenly get like archmages of your level. And like really for like a reason, like truly training the volunteer battalions of kobolds.
Yes, using his dragon wealth to equip them, and, like kobolds, like goblins, like anything that would be like overlooked by the normal army, and then like leading them on raids against enemy supply areas. Because like, yeah, they're undead and they don't need like food, but like they still need like weapons and armor and stuff, and so there'd be places that they're made and stored. And so like that's what he'd be focused on raiding with his red battalions.
Very good. Do you use mostly like to keep up morale, like shape them into fighting? Do you use like more softer touch of persuasion, or do you like go drill sergeant nasty with intimidation?
I would say probably I won't say nasty intimidation, but definitely that route to like for discipline.
Yeah, and then make a roll with intimidation. Okay. I'm definitely working on it. Okay, and at some point in time during that 2-month like intense combat, apart from gathering enough experience that probably by the time you were making the final sword, your characters would have been at like level 14. Yeah, I think I would have been making this final battle either level 14 or 15. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, something along those lines. But before that, there are 2 more. Actually, in that time, like one more thing, because at some point in time, your new chieftain, the war, I mean, kind of like war chief, but more than that, the leader of the kingdom, after deposing the elder shaman in ritualistic combat, Kurzol gathers you, his former companions, despite some issues or clashes of personalities, he calls council with you as people that traveled with him, fought with him, bled with him, and asks for your opinion, as at some point, not from the last half, but few businessmen, competing businessmen, come to the Kingdom of Frost with a proposition. And what they want to do is they want to get a contract, like mining rights for basically resources needed to make like gunpowder for firearms. Because also at some point in time it would have been revealed that, or rather you'd have found out, or someone told you, that this very hot place, yes, it is an underground volcano. Or rather, not really like underground volcano, but there is like a lot of fire, a lot of heat, a lot of lava there. And yeah, with your abilities on other people's abilities, the explanation for this is that there is not a there is not a rift to the plane of fire per se, so this is not something that you can go through, but there is a like concentrated pillar / monolith, just bathed, coated, like just being like a shard from a plane of fire that was dwelling deep underground for long enough that, combined with the war in heavens, the corruption and everything else, finally got destabilized enough that it started warping the area to be more similar to Plane of Fire. So that meant a lot of fire, a lot of lava, and also some more fiery creatures started showing up. Not corrupted, because fire was burning away at the corruption. But yeah, that's the explanation. And yeah, the question to the characters was that that firearms sound, well, do they sound interesting or not? I'll leave it up to your characters how they decide. But Kurzol is pondering, should he grant the rights, or should this resource be kept private, only for themselves?
So, mining in exchange for firearms?
I mean, the deal wasn't meant. I mean, probably the initial deal is something like we want mining rights, like so we can set up operation, mine this shit, and obviously you get like proper fee and payment for letting us in. I mean, kind of like real life stuff works. I imagine that companies get permissions to mine stuff in certain countries.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess Corgerson does bring up the idea of like, yeah, they get the mining rights, but we want those firearms they produce.
We want some of them, or at least plans on how to make them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that way we can, train our people to start making them.
Exactly. Then eventually nationalize the mines.
Exactly.
Alright. Yeah, apart from leading a war effort, Kurzol is also like handling this business negotiation, trying to get the best deal possible. I mean, if you wanted to assist at some points, obviously you would also be busy with other stuff. How are you all's not perception, but diplomacy checks?
Plus 18.
Okay, so it's actually
But
not.
it could be argued deception because
Yeah, plus 14.
I'd be planning to betray them later.
Alright, because deception is higher for you.
Once we got what we wanted, the plan would be to kick them out. Especially after they built the mine.
Ah, okay.
And because it's the North, you know, you gotta be strong to keep a hold of what's yours.
Alright. Okay, I see. But this will be like one of the questions for the like very end. Now, you also, at some point, probably either before the final assault or maybe afterwards, if you decide for your characters to survive, dealing with legions of aberrations. Like essentially, the reason why like armies were needed because there's a lot of fucking enemies down there. The entire like lair is infested with aberrations. Some of them, but mostly aberrations, horrors from beyond that were trying to fortify the area for your arrival, and yeah, the armies are enabled for you to launch the final assault, so to speak. So at some point, each player character would have been approached, maybe even if you were together, approached by. Oh, for fuck's sake! I obviously didn't make the fucking about. God damn it! Well, I'm just gonna make it quickly. Yep,
I love how
guys.
Corcuson's still glowing with green fire after all this.
I figure at this point it'll probably be, you know, your signature
Trademark?
S, not yeah.
Yeah. I mean, why not?
Yeah, so your characters would have been at some point approached by two figures that are, apart from being armored and looking like skilled warriors, they are wearing visible symbol of the Wanderers, the organization that was responsible for bringing your kind back to the land of the living. And apart from offering more or less honest congratulations, as the main troubleshooters of the Kingdom Thrones, they let you know that they allowed themselves to grab the echoes of that Titan thing and the Krampus. Yeah, they took care of that. And they also give an offer. They don't try to code things up, and they make it clear, something that maybe you have started suspecting by now or not, that the Wanderers hoped that great and strong warriors would come up from the Kingdom of Frost, and they could be potential allies or future soldiers in their organization's war against the foul gods that enslaved this world and everyone for so long. And yeah, so essentially Tetrick, Behemoth, Orgerson would have received a question / invitation to participate in the war, and it's like basically as a like epilogue near future thing. Do you imagine your characters more like being loyal, patriotic to the kingdom and staying there, or do you imagine them going out there on the grand divine war?
Mm. No, my character, the way I was thinking when you brought it up earlier, is like, I'd probably take the subjugate the mummies. I went out looking for more magic. Have them be, the ones digging up the ruins so I can do research.
We'll get to that. I was gonna ask that as first I wanted to deal with those two because I knew that they would be
Mm.
coming by.
Tetrick, just like before he died the first time, will decline. He does not want to partake in wars unless it is necessary to sort of maintain himself. He just wants to have his farm, basically.
Right?
Corgison will accept as it is an opportunity to spread the revolution.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, they fully accept whatever answer is given. Those that decline, they simply reiterate that to keep up the good work, keep the Northlands civilized, and remember to behave in terms of the rest of the civilized world. AKA, don't make us come over here. Don't start silly business.
Yep.
Which mostly that talk is given to Kurzol, but considering your power abilities, like even if not officially, you are treated with like respect and given authority. Like you hold authority whether you like it or not within the Kingdom of Frost. Considering all the issues you've dealt with, and whatnot. But yeah, and also like the creature that was that obviously you slay him, you slay it. The main lieutenant, the main master of the corruption, or rather the medium, the mouth of Sauron that was using the working for its Farial masters is this like not Helid. You have once seen through a gate-like mirror. While it is a dangerous foe, especially surrounded by many other creatures, it does fall all the same. Yeah, not really. It's somewhat silly in terms of abilities. At only plus 28 as a maximum bonus to hit without multi-attack penalty, so...
God.
I mean, hey, the dragon hit higher.
It did.
Fair enough.
It could have missed me on a 2. Wait, no. It would have only missed me on a 1. Because I had 30 AC.
I mean, mind you, with the time passing by, I imagine you would have absolutely had, invested in better gear. Plus being higher level, like level 14 in this, final battle, you would have... yeah, also had, higher AC because of that. Yeah, the corruption being taken care of. Although the corruption in the Northlands turns out to be a mere prelude as the timeline spoils. Soon enough, a general call to arms to various mercenaries adventures is being called out as it becomes apparent that the moon of the planet, the remaining one, the one that was not destroyed during the very first campaign that we played a decade ago.
God, it's been that long.
Yes, it's fucking insane that it's like time flies by.
Fucking hell. I was not there for that. And
Yeah.
I will never know the context.
Yeah, just know that moon
It's on YouTube.
moon got destroyed.
I tried looking at it, but the playlist was private instead of unlisted.
Oh,
So even though I had the link, I couldn't watch it.
Which is weird. I mean, you mean the general? Yeah, because sadly, like, it is a long one because I put all the.
I think it was specifically the
I mean, it might give you an
Eternal
errors
Wanderers
because
one.
that specific Wanderers playlist that no longer exists because I combined it. Like the old campaigns, I combined into a single playlist.
I think that's what happened. I couldn't find a link to your actual channel, and when I went to the link that went to the playlist before you combined it, it doesn't actually let me go to your channel from there because it's looking at a dead playlist.
Yeah. Yeah, and it is what it is. Yeah, I basically had to combine stuff for like archival purposes.
Okay. Yeah, so I did try watching it, but I wasn't able to.
Yeah, that's fair. Plus, my fucking like hardware that I had many years ago was fucking shit, so
Mm.
sound quality is not good. Okay, so Kurzol joins the Wanderers. Apart from like spreading the revolution. Behemoth, you did mention something about like how, like basically interacting more with the civilized undead at the oasis, the remains of the former pharaoh that invaded from beyond, from different realm, and you do have success in uncovering various ruins, but you also have to, like in the future, you definitely have close meetings and dangerous encounters with a creature that you like in the future understand what they meant, that it is similar to Wendigo, because this is very specific, almost maybe not one of its kind in the world, but very very rare for the world of Purgatory or Sanctuary as it's being called. The Desert Howl, which is even stronger than Wendigo in terms of creature level.
Oh joy! Let's see here.
So definitely like surviving combat against this and helping in fending it off, maybe even killing it. I imagine in the future as an epilogue thing for Behemoth, I can definitely see dealing with a Desert Howl as one of the like achievements, deeds that prepare Hell to be more famous.
Yeah, it'd be an interesting fight. Because I decided, I was like, you know what? Since you technically we said we'd be 14 at the end, it's like, all right, let me level up, see what my stuff would look like.
I tried to look at it out of curiosity in terms of like lifespans, and the only information I thought was for giants that they live up to 250 years.
Okay.
Wait, so that what age you put? Wait, age old, like biological, like how
Oh God.
future world. I'm basically
Fucking hell.
asking because to everyone, I'm basically wondering because as I said to others, that I'm not sure where. Like, I have no idea for the future in terms of like other campaigns, but those characters do exist in the world, and uh,
I will say that if the what's it called, the elder that was running the capital was like, let's say 80, Tetrick would be like 70.
okay.
So he's pretty old
In terms of
compared
biological age,
to
I
most of them.
technically speaking, like, so you have a strong chance unless you decide that at some point in time your character died in service or duty, like that you could be around in like 100 years.
I do think Tetrick would have lived. His highest thing is survival.
Hmm?
I feel like that'll count for something.
Because I'm pretty sure I'm basically imagining that whatever other like future campaign in this setting, like shared setting with various worlds, will be happening, it probably will be like 30 to 40 or 50 years after Godfall. And to explain, because that we were not part of that campaign either, because that was
Yeah.
like second Wanderers campaign. Yeah, Godfall is where the last top deity, the basically second god deity existence that ever came to be, was killed through like, if you know Fate, basically through like powerful grail like device that was powered with a lot of shit.
Okay.
And this, I still have to write down the details, but this caused massive repercussions to the world, including like splintering of the Wanderers. That was like the basically Wanderers are like this like super NGO organization, like less of a guild, more like a superhero organization. That participated in like divine conflict against the gods that created this prison, created this world. Yeah, and now that their main patron has died, when gods die, it's always bad business. Yeah, stuff do be happening. Some decide to retire, some go heartless evil mercenary route, some still try to fight the good fight. But yeah, I'm not sure, like, I have no idea where, when those stories will happen, where. But yeah, your character might feasibly still exist in 100 years. There's always a chance they will be met. I'm definitely gonna be exporting and saving data of the player characters after.
Especially since
this is done.
Corguson's joining the Wanderers.
But yeah,
So
if you prove yourself to receive the gift, remember what we did when Godfall happened for literally everyone with the Eternal template?
I mean, yeah.
Crispy.
Not crispy, but like I think I remember from your old characters, like only Genkiro. No wait, not Genkiro. But Simon's like character from that second campaign was the only one that was like, oh yeah, I retain my eternity. Everyone else lost it.
My samurai guy got the like basically became a guardian or something of the world. I think you said, like how fate has its servants.
Probably, I don't remember that detail. I only remember that the character from the second campaign, the colony, got a demon in a weapon, and you've basically had an idea that my guy is gonna be basically a ruler of a like tyrant king of a capacity or
Alright,
something.
yeah. That sounds right.
Yeah, due to the pact with like Demoness, a former member of the Phantom Troop. Okay, so yeah, for Tajik I have an answer. Yeah, Corgerson, do you want to roll to see if you retained your eternity?
Sure.
Or do you just...
What do you want me to roll?
I believe how we did it, if we treated it as a death roll. I think it was like a D20 and it... Was it D20 or was it D2?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
It was 10 years ago.
Yeah. No, the colony thing happened not as far away. Yeah, remember the Godfall happened during the second Wanderers campaign, which is like 2
I
years
don't remember that
ago?
either.
Okay.
The one with my character that wound up snowballing out of control.
Yeah. What do you want me to... So
You know
want me to roll
what?
a d20 then?
If you're fine with it, and if we're gonna treat it as a death roll, so it's like 9 or lower, you lost the eternity. Okay. Corgerson managed to retain the eternal template and kept its eternity
Where the
intact.
revolution is eternal.
So yeah, like without super details, but like the Godfall happens, like shit goes down. What do you imagine, like, Corgerson doing anything specific? Like, does he goes like, yeah, the organization is fucked, I'm gonna go my own way to spread the revolution, or...
He'll probably still, like, help them when they ask for it, but spend most of his time trying to help the oppressed.
Help the oppressed. I cannot believe we're gonna be having... You'll have to duke it out between both of your characters.
Both of my characters that, unironically, use... One uses unarmed strikes, the other one uses fist weapons. Gauntlets.
Yeah. I'm joking, like I wouldn't ask you to make like mechanical the character, but like fluff wise, I absolutely imagine like if you are still bound for this idea of like the other character going for like Tyrant King, which reminds me of kind of this idea of like, you know, the guy from Apex Legends, like fluff wise, it was this the bad guy from Titanfall 2 survives and basically creates his like tournament, which is like Apex Legends. Like kind of like imagine the Tyrant King running his city and then having his like eternal nemesis in Corgerson, the one that tries to free people from oppression and tyranny.
That sounds about right.
Alright. I know we touched a little bit, you know, with the spelunking in the desert and whatnot, but in a longer perspective, yeah, I couldn't find the lifespan of a frost drake, so I
Yeah,
assume
neither
it's like,
could I.
it's like it can be quite a bit, because sure they're not like full dragons, but they're like drakes.
Hmm.
But yeah, like a general vibe, do you like imagine Behemoth doing anything as a field of focus in the like coming decades? Or basically, do you see yourself Behemoth being around in like give or take 100 years?
Yeah, I could see her being around because, technically there's probably no end to the amount of spells you can learn. Because dragon has their dragon horde. My horde is the endless broom warp filled with all the spells.
Okay.
So my
Uh,
hord's always with me.
Follow-up question, because one of your actions during the time skill you mentioned that, trying to teach others magic to try up,
Mhm.
get... So that implies to me a little bit that, yeah, you gather hoard of spells, but do you think Behemoth would try to be get position of high magician, like archmage of the kingdom, trying to maybe teach folks magic, or does she is very picky or doesn't want to share magical knowledge?
I could see her eventually getting an apprentice. I would follow her around. More like seeing him as a pet,
Okay.
because I figured eventually the mummies are eventually going to rot and fall apart. So I had to have someone else do all the manual labor.
I mean, they, in the coming decades, they don't seem to be. They are undead. And they don't really have a finite lifespan.
Well, sure, because I'm thinking like mummies, because the cloth and all that. I figure eventually it wears out, but
They do
Hmm.
not. It's
Really?
just weird death things.
Okay. But yeah, considering you'd still probably want with an apprentice, because the mummies were already against being taught magic, so I could kind of hard to be the only one that casts magic to be able to protect myself.
Now the question is it going to be like a Sith apprentice where they're going to eventually try to kill you and take your position?
That I'll let Matt have fun with that one. 'Cause
I don't know.
I could see either way. Wasn't really thinking about it. Because depending, if I want to get in the say human, it's there's that chance they could be greedy and want my spell book.
Oh, actually, I forgot. Fucking up. One more question. As a general vibe to see how in the future do you be more friendly or rather helpful to your neighbors, or not really speaking from the position of power? Because when shit goes down, the last half, the surrounding neighboring city, the point of contact with the sovereign civilization, when the war kicks off, they also do have plenty of their own issues, dealing with corrupted sea dragon, creatures like chulls, tritons, sea devils. Considering they are next to large river and big body of water, at some point they are besieged from the aquatic creatures. Probably they will be able to fend it off for themselves, but it takes them longer. And of course, during that time, they do not send any supplies or anything to the Kingdom of Frost. So yeah, do you think your people, your tribal civilization, have left them to dry, or rather to fend for themselves, or would you send some assistance? Try to be a good neighbor.
No way I would see my character helping in the future is if it ultimately benefits her in some way.
Okay. I mean, it's less question up to your character specifically, more like as players belonging to that kingdom. How do you feel things shaked up? Everyone
I
for
think,
themselves, or
Tetrick would try to help. They would probably visit, make sure that things go a bit smoother. Try
If
help
they're
out.
left to die, then we can reconquer the land from the invaders
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
not break any pacts made with the Wanderers.
Oh my god. Hmm.
So do you think, like, do you literally go full evil the moment Godfall happens and like the Wanderer's power wanes? Like, do you think the kingdom goes like, oh hey, we can go full Overlord?
I mean, probably, especially under Kurzol, by that point, it would go not full evil, but hey, we'll help you if you start paying taxes.
Or, expand into more southern to, better lands. In the kingdom.
For protection.
Yes.
Because we'll protect these lands since the Wanderers can't.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when we said that Tetrick would be going to that like far north area where it's like harsh cold to the point where it would even affect the
Yeah.
frost giants? I think this is about when he would do that. He becomes a myth, basically just like, I heard stories of an old man in the farther north. Just because I think Tetrick would eventually get the greater living mantle, or I think that's what it's called, which gives him extreme temperature resistance. So we would actually be able to be up there.
I know my character will be exploring the world because most likely I'd probably take the one where I can turn into a humanoid. Better blend in with the world.
The old man of the north.
On cold nights, you can hear him howling.
Get off my lawn!
No, get off my snow.
You don't know what you're doing coming up here, boy. You'll freeze.
You gonna freeze!
Oh man.
Yeah, I believe that more or less concludes the epilogue.
Nice.
And they all died miserably after.
Tetrick lives in the north alone. Maybe with a mammoth or two. Depending on if that happens.
It can happen if you want. Like, I imagine that you could have been able to find solution to that.
Yeah, I think he would have done that before
During
heading
the
to
years.
the further north.
Just as long as you don't go full Welsh with the mammoth, you're good.
Yeah, so just a herd of mammoths, as basically as far away from the civilization.
Yep.
And an old frost giant.
Alright. So I would like to thank you for participating in this campaign through its highs and lows. Sorry that it's been abrupt end, but that's how it's might have been. Either way,
Thank you for hosting.
and hopefully we'll have a chance to play in the future.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, consider that this was pretty much a test campaign for the new system. It's like I had fun.
Yeah.
Alright. Okie dokie. Yeah. Yeah. I definitely have some plans, ideas, but we'll see what the future will bring.